Hello everybody out there. So I wanted to kind of show off a little bit of what I've been working on. 3D printers going in the background. Sorry about that. That's maybe what you hear there. I'm printing off currently a holster for this. This is a 3D printed replica of a Motorola MT500, and that is thematically in line with what I'm going to be showing you today. So I'm going to be a Ghostbuster. I am working very diligently on costuming and cosplay for doing a proper full to the nines Ghostbuster outfit for myself. A little bit of a treat in losing some of the weight. A little further to go still on that front, but baggy Ghostbuster jumpsuit I think will fit the bill very nicely. So I currently have that on order. It's like a 6-month lead time with the company that I'm going through. Ton of measurements I had to take, but that's in the works. So in the meantime, I am getting going on prop building. So I got the walkie-talkie, getting the holster for it. I'm going to wrap it in pleather. Going to be a nice little thing there. You may remember that in my Spirit Halloween haul video where I invaded the store the day after Halloween, I picked up a ton of stuff for 50% off, including this, the Proton pack. This was the Spirit full-size Proton pack, and I made some modifications to it. So this is not going to be a how-to. This is more just going to be a show and tell, because I'm really, really proud of it, some of the stuff that I've done. So let's get to it. All right, so the first thing you may notice is this has an Alice frame attached to it now. So before it had just straps coming off of the back of a flat plate, now it actually has a proper Alice frame to have it strapped securely, good shoulder pads, and just a nice little frame system so that I can wear it properly. I was really just generally very impressed with this entire Proton pack as far as just the look and the overall aesthetic of it. The fact that it was a full-size deal. It's just the best thing that I've seen in terms of a Proton pack ever. But that's not to say that it didn't have some areas that I wanted to fix. Most notably was the hose. This was the hose that came off of it, and it was just this rigid plastic piece of crap. It just kind of like sounds bad, it feels bad, it's weirdly rigid, it didn't work. So that was to go from the Neutrino wand to the Proton pack itself. This is the replacement. This is basically a flexible garden hose that is a really kind of fun material to work with. I found it on some forums through Ghostbusters cosplay stuff. It's this ribbed flexible cloth material here, and inside of it, it has a silicone core tube that made it really nice and secure for the wires that I threaded through there. And yeah, I mean, it was really kind of like the perfect material to work with. It has a rigidity to it, but it's very flexible. It doesn't feel weightless, and it just made it so that it was really easy to work with in a way that was protecting of the electrical components within. So awesome stuff to work with there. I loved having this upgrade, and it just looks great. So much better than the stock one. While I was at it and replacing the hose, I was kind of trying to figure out what to do about the connection point right here. Because before it was just the hose just going into the plastic, and I kind of wanted something a little bit more substantial, something that looked a little cooler, so I wound up getting this. Yeah. It's a 4-prong removable quick release plug. I think it looks really great, and what I did was I basically just snipped the wires on the inside, soldered them to the components back here, matched them with this end, and then just made it so that this actually makes a good connection. This actually provides the electric signals from the 4 lead wires going from the pack to the Neutrino wand. So not only does it look good, it makes it a little bit more versatile, and it's functional. So very happy with how that turned out. So it took a little doing to kind of really secure everything in place so that the wires were protected inside. My soldering isn't the best, so I definitely wanted some protection in there, and this just fits the bill really nicely. The next thing I did was on the Neutrino wand itself. So before we had the on-off switch right here, which now does nothing. We also had 4 little plastic black nubs that were switches. Those were one of the things that just kind of felt cheap. It was basically like a black version of this, and I just wanted some real switches in there. So these don't do anything. They're just aesthetic. But what I did was I took the wiring from the on-off switch here, and I moved it to the activate nub that was here. I cut the nub off, and I actually installed a working switch right here. All right, now here's the deal that made this a little more complicated, is turning the pack on and off is not a signal and then a kill of the signal. It's not like you flip a switch and it initiates the sound effects and so forth, and then when you flip the switch off, it then goes through the power down sound effects. Instead, what it is it's a toggle of a signal. So you put the signal in, you kill the signal, then you put the signal in again, and you kill that signal, and then you get the power off thing. So just having a switch here wouldn't really do it. So I would flip the switch, and it would send the signal and go through the power up thing, but then I would need to kill it, flip it again for the shutdown sequence, and then kill it again. Felt a little cumbersome to me. So, whereas I have these flat switches here for just the aesthetics, this one down here for the activate is a different switch altogether. This is a self-resetting toggle, 3-position toggle, that I wired up into itself for the both of the positions, up and down and not neutral, which it automatically resets to. So, when you flip it up, and then you flip it down, because it's self-resetting, it automatically kills the signal, and then you just send the signal again. So, I mean, technically I could flip it down and then flip it up. Doesn't really matter, but the important thing is it self-resets, so it kills the signal, and then the next toggle turns the signal back on, and then it comes down with the exit or the shutdown sound effects sequence. Yeah, I mean, other than that, everything's pretty much the same here. So, you know, we get the... I don't think I'm going to do any more modding to this. I'm very happy with this. The next project is going to be a ghost trap, and it's going to be a big project. I got all the electronic components. I got all the accoutrement. I've 3D printed all the parts. It just needs assembly. And when I say just, that's a really big undertaking. This is a big project to tackle, but if I do it right, then it's going to be a replica of the ghost trap that's going to look really authentic. It's going to have the pedal to it. I press the pedal, it's going to actually open up, it's going to have lights, it's going to have sound effects, then it's going to close back up. It's going to be a whole thing. But I just finished this Proton pack. I just finished this hose upgrade and the wiring and the Neutrino wand upgrade. I just finished this today. I was so excited. I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to show it off. So I'm going to be a Ghostbuster. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully by Halloween. We'll see. Maybe the outfit will be ready by then. That's out of my hands. But I'm going to keep working on the props. So there you go.